Thank you.
So, I just said, come here, you have 10 minutes on stage, do your thing. But I wanted to ask you, like we ask all of them, why are you here?
Because we need more of the living body in our structures, in society, culturally, everywhere.
And tell me, what do you do? What have you done? What's the impact for those who don't know you?
Yeah, so I am a co-founder of MoonRise Health and the Swedish Hypopressives Institute, and we help people eliminate pain and symptoms through different modalities with a foundation of breathing.
And who specifically have you helped and how it's been going? And
Yeah.
tell me about your journey. How did you end up here?
Yeah, so my journey started before I founded these companies. 9 years back, I had severe pelvic floor dysfunctions myself. So I went on a healing journey. And the pelvic floor is here, for those of you who don't know. Many people don't, so I just want to be very clear. So I had a prolapse, which is framfall. I had two, actually. I had grade 3 and grade 2, which is severe. I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand, I couldn't lift my kids, I couldn't lift at all, I couldn't run, I couldn't jump. I was extremely limited. So the doctors told me that the only way out of this is through surgery. And I went on a different path where I explored my body's capabilities of healing. And 2 years later, I had no symptoms at all. I was completely symptom-free and have been for 4 years.
No, but also, I've seen a lot of that in my, because I met you at a conference for doulas, like people whose profession is to help couples give birth, basically. And we met on that conference, and then I started following you on Instagram, and now I'm seeing like all these reels with your movements and so on. Tell me about MoonRise. What are you doing, and who is your audience?
Yeah, so we work globally. We work with women from 74 countries. We've been helping over 7,000 women at this point to feel better in their bodies and feel more free and decrease pain and very difficult symptoms. Yeah.
So how do you want to spend the next time on stage here? Do you want to talk more? Do you have something more to share, or do you want to show, or
both?
Both?
Is that okay?
Yeah. The floor is yours. I'm just here. I can take a step back also.
Okay. Yeah, so, well, I actually have a question for all of you, and that is, how many of you think that how we breathe is important for health? Yeah, I think most hands. I think maybe 100%. Good, we're on the same page. So then, to my next question, how many breaths do we take every day? During a 24-hour cycle, how many breaths? Any guesses? If anyone has raised their hand, I can't see it, so just shout it out.
Just shout.
Yes, scream. 35,000? 22? Good guesses, very good. Yeah, so it's approximately 20 to 25,000 breaths during a 24-hour cycle. It's a lot of breaths, right? And every single breath will have a chain reaction in your body, in your bodily systems. For example, the fascia system, the nervous system, the blood circulation system. So if we have a functional breath, if we breathe the way we were designed to breathe, this chain reaction will be a positive one, where we create health, balance, and flow. If we, on the other hand, breathe in a dysfunctional way, that will cause stagnation. Stagnation over time will cause pain and symptoms. So we don't want to go that route, right? So functional breathing, what is that? And that's my next question. What would you say is the optimal way for us to breathe?
With your whole chest, she said.
With your whole chest. Yeah?
Pelvis, stomach, nose,
Pelvic,
I
stomach.
heard.
Sorry? Okay,
Yeah.
so that you are aware of how you breathe depending on
Depending
how
on
you
what you
move
do.
your body. Okay, great. Sorry? Through your nose. That's a good one too. Yeah. Okay, so actually, the belly breath has become very widespread. And for a functional breathing, we don't really want to breathe into the belly. We don't even want to breathe into the pelvic floor. We don't want to breathe vertically. We want to breathe horizontally in the rib cage. So someone said chest breathing. I guess that's what you meant. The rib cage. The rib cage was designed to move. Every breath that we take, inhale, expand, exhale, contract. If we don't have this movement in the rib cage, it will cause stagnation and pain and symptoms over time. So we want to be able to move our ribs. They want to move freely. So we're going to do a short exercise. And the purpose of this exercise is for you to, the aim is one, for you to explore your breathing pattern as it is right now, and then also to explore your rib cage. It's very simple. It's a test. So you are going to count how many breaths you take during 1 minute. One breath is one inhale and one exhale. So how many of those do you take during 1 minute? And you don't have to think about anything else. You don't need to change your breath now or anything like that. If you want to, you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And I'm going to tell you when to start to count, which is now. So just count your breaths for this minute. That's a minute. So if you want to take a note of that number, or if you can just remember it, please do. And just turn to your neighbor and tell your number. Or someone behind, like somewhere close to you. Okay? So let's move on. Let's stand up. Please, everybody stand up. So breathing is very connected to our posture. We're not going to go into the details of posture right here, right now, but what I want you to do is just look at your feet, make sure they're pointing forward, not outward or inward, just forward. And then try to place the weight, 80% of your weight, into your heels. And from your heels, you're elongating all the way up through the crown of the head. Just relax your arms alongside the body. Good. So let's take our hands now and place them on the lower part of the ribs. Find your lower ribs here. And now we're going to try to breathe into our hands, into our lower ribs. So you breathe in through the nose and feel the expansion of your ribs. And exhale through the nose, just in a relaxed way. Good. 2 more like this. And try to connect with your ribs, with your hands, as you inhale and expand. And exhale fully, coming back into center. One last breath. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. Good. And then placing our hands more to the side of the rib cage, and let's take 3 breaths here. So you inhale, feel that movement in your hands of the ribs, slightly pushing into your hands, and exhaling gently. So the breath is like a wave, the movement is like a wave. It's calm, and you don't hold your breath anywhere. Good. So after the last exhale here, I want you to take your hands and try to find the lowest ribs here. And many of us have never been aware of our ribs down here. So, and sometimes we need to dig to find them and really feel where they end. And then you place your hands here and you take 3 breaths. You can also place your hands like this if it's easier. And just close your eyes and see if you can visualize your breath going into your hands, to the bottom of your lungs. So really expanding on every inhale and emptying fully on the exhale. Good. And last exhale. Now you can place your hands alongside the body or on the ribs still if you want to. We're going to do the test again. And I want you to think about the posture, think about breathing into all the places that you kept your hands. So just emptying your breath now, exhale fully, and we'll start to count now. Breathing all the way to the back of the rib cage, all the way down. And that's a minute. So please sit down, and if you want to note down that number 2 and just compare. Was there a difference? And then share, so take just like 30 seconds to share with another person, and then the other person shares too. Okay. So usually we have a lower number. So the first number, when you did nothing, you just counted your breath. If that number was higher than 12, usually we say that there's some kind of stressful situation in your body. Around 12 is kind of average. And if, of course, what we want to do is to lower that number. And it can go down to all the way to like 2 in a minute when we do the exercise. You don't need to go around and breathe 2 breaths a minute every day, all the time, but we can really retrain our breathing pattern by doing this type of exercise. And I just want to quickly share a story, if that's okay, to finish up. So last week, a lady contacted me, and she told me that since 1990, she had a problem emptying her bladder. So she couldn't empty her bladder fully. And we taught her this type of breathing, the functional breathing. She did 4 sessions. 1 session was 5 minutes. And after that, she was able to empty her bladder fully again and has not had any problem. So for 30 years, more than 30 years, she couldn't do it. She just applied this breathing and she could do it again. So if there's one thing you take away from, I guess, these 2 days or my speech or whatever, is that the body really wants to heal. And if you give the body what it needs, it will. Thank you.
Thank you. If anyone wants to follow you, where do they reach you?
Yeah, there are so many channels these days, but I guess MoonRise.health is our